Hello world, today in hacking news, Google has a gift for cybercriminals, a brand new top-level domain called .zip. Just like .com, .net or .pizza, yes, that's a thing, you can register a .zip domain today for just a few dollars a year. One obvious use case for .zip is a link shortener, and someone's already done it. This comes with a bit of irony, of course, thanks to the file type with exactly the same extension. You have zip files which expand, and now you have zip links which also expand. However, there is a price to pay for this minor amusement, and that's because cybercriminals are going to love .zip domains. For example, and this is wild, let's say you receive a perfectly innocent email from a family member containing some photos, but importantly, with the file name in the email. Because .zip domains are now a thing, that file name becomes a link. A bad actor could register a bunch of common file names, so that if you mistakenly click the link thinking you're just downloading the attachment, you're sent to the website familyphotos.zip, which auto-downloads a file of the same name, within which there are no family photos, just malware. By Google introducing this new TLD, a vast number of instances of people simply stating a file name have potentially been weaponized overnight. And it won't surprise you to learn that bad actors are already jumping on the bandwagon. There's a GitHub repo which has been tracking newly created zip domains. This includes backup.zip, archive.zip, homework.zip, and thousands of others. However, some of these will have been registered by white hats in order to take them off the market, so to speak, denying cybercriminals access to them. Some have been turned into landing pages lambasting Google for introducing the .zip TLD, but there are malicious .zip domains already in use, such as this one, Microsoft Office.zip, which hosts a lovely phishing page. However, there are other malicious uses of .zip domains that are a little more sophisticated than just waiting for passive traffic to roll by. I found an incredibly sneaky method in a Medium article, which I'll link below. There's a bit of an explanation to this one, but stick with me because you absolutely have to know about this, and I doubt you've seen it before. Take a look at this URL. It links to GitHub and downloads a Kubernetes repository in the form of a zip file, right? Well, no. Click the link and you'll be taken to v1271.zip, which could be configured by a bad actor to do anything, like serve you an infected copy of the zip you were expecting. But what's going on here? Clearly the domain in the URL is github.com. Let's dissect this. You'll see an @ in the URL just before the zip domain. This is a big red flag and is a sign that the link is taking advantage of a little known feature of URLs called user info. This parameter can be used to specify login credentials for a web application, so you're automatically authenticated when you're sent to whatever comes after the @. However, this feature of including login credentials in URLs is more of a legacy feature and isn't really used much nowadays because people quickly realized that including plain text credentials within a URL is pretty bad for security. Nevertheless, the feature lingers in modern browsers. So in our malicious URL, everything before the @ is treated as a user info parameter, and you're really sent to v1271.zip instead. However, something still doesn't add up. I mean, the link to this very Medium article includes an @ to specify the author of this article, so why doesn't this invalidate the medium.com part of the URL? This is because when the browser sees a / character in the URL, it treats whatever comes after it as a path, so you can't really just take any URL and tack on @arbitrarydomain.zip and expect to be sent there. Our malicious link, however, accomplishes this through the use of a certain Unicode character that looks very similar to a / but isn't. Compare the slashes in our malicious URL to the slashes in an innocent URL. They're at slightly more of an angle, but it's not enough of a difference to set off alarm bells. This all makes possible hyper-convincing phishing links. The only giveaway that something just isn't right here is the true domain appearing in the bottom left when you hover over the link, and the fact that some fonts do make the fake slashes look slightly odd. But other than that, there isn't even an opportunity to realize you're being sent to a malicious domain, because as per normal download link behavior, the tab only opens for a fraction of a second until the download starts. Oh, and if you're holding on to hope that this will be fixed by browsers, don't. A Chromium bug report 7 years ago raised the issue of Unicode / lookalikes, and it was decided that nothing would be done. As such, this phishing method isn't new per se, but it's made a whole lot more useful thanks to bad actors now being able to serve the exact file type the victim expects. Google has published a statement defending their new zip domains, in which they said the risk of confusion between domain names and file names is not a new one. They give the example of the .com TLD, which actually used to be a file extension in the early days of Windows. It was similar in function to .exe. However, that's a bit of an absurd comparison, because you'd have to go back to the first half of the 90s to find .com files being used regularly. To imply that just because it didn't pose a problem then that it won't now is ridiculous. The number of people connected to the internet back then was tiny. It barely registers on a graph, and cybercrime wasn't the multi-trillion-dollar industry that it is today. The rest of Google's statement is just waffle, really. .zip isn't the only newly created TLD, there's also .mov, which has also proved controversial, again thanks to a file type sharing the same extension. Now, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. Is the existence of .zip a dumb idea? I mean, there's already 1500 TLDs, do we really need any more, in particular confusing ones? Or is the drama just hype? And so long as developers implement some basic changes, like not auto-hyperlinking .zip domains, we'll all just be fine. Let me know your thoughts down in those comments. This video is sponsored by PCBWay, the complete solution for all your PCB fabrication and on-demand 3D printing needs. From standard PCBs to the more advanced varieties, PCBWay provides granular control over every element of your PCB. With super fast turnaround times, you'll be spending more time creating and less time waiting on packages. PCBWay also offers on-demand machining, from CNCing and sheet metal cutting to 3D printing and injection molding. There's an array of materials to choose from, and of course, super fast turnaround times. Sign up now using the link in the description to get a $5 coupon which can be used site-wide. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.